Welcome ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for checking in for today's video, which is about a game that holds a very special place in my heart. And I'm very happy to see that James Banton and his game are getting the overwhelmingly positive reviews they deserve. While I will most certainly be talking very positive as well in this video, I want to clarify that I'm in no way sponsored by James Banton. I am making this video simply because I believe great indie games like these are preventing the gaming community and industry from collapsing completely and deserve much more exposure for trying and succeeding to create a brilliant game. Yes, I think it's that good. So let's cut to the chase. We are talking about Dinkum, an early access sandbox and simulation game developed by the indie game developer James Banton. A quick disclaimer: while the game is indeed in early access, it's been so for more than a year now, and the developer has been and still is continually updating the game with new features and additions. But even without these additions back then in 2022, I was able to easily get 100 hours of enjoyment out of the game. So now, almost 1 year later, with various major updates, there is definitely no shortage of content and the game is easily worth the price tag of $15. As you have probably noticed by now, the game is inspired by Animal Crossing. But don't make the mistake of thinking that this is merely some rip-off, because many people hold the opinion that Dinkum does quite a few things better than Animal Crossing, as the developer added some very exciting gameplay elements that were just never implemented in the Animal Crossing series. For example, combat and dungeons. While many people love the Animal Crossing games for what they are, for me personally a few dungeons to find loot and resources and knock out some enemies would have been a nice addition. Another nice addition in Dinkum is that you can end a day at any time by simply going to sleep, instead of having to wait in real time. But enough talk about Animal Crossing. Let's now cover the basics of Dinkum and what it's about. In Dinkum, you'll customize your character, and after a very brief opening cutscene where you're still in a cold and boring South City, you're already on your way off to an uninhabited, procedurally generated Australian island, just waiting for you to arrive and bring new life and possibilities to the island. Shortly after settling in and getting started on the administrative tasks, you will explore tropical eucalyptus forests, scorching deserts, and dangerous but rewarding underground dungeons. But this is only the beginning. While leveling up your licenses to become more efficient and advanced, you will create an entire town and bring in new neighbors, shops and visitors. Create your own farm with various different crops and animals, with seemingly unlimited options to expand and customize your farm and town to your heart's content. Craft items to organize and decorate your town. Create your own museum collections of fishes and bugs you caught. Go hunting and make sure the survival of you and your fellow neighbors and animals is secured. You can even invite your friends and do everything together. Now that you have a general understanding on what you can expect from this game, let me explain the aforementioned gameplay features and core elements in a bit more detail. Let's just begin with one of the most important aspects: crafting. In order to create and customize your dream town and keep your neighbors happy, you'll have to go out, explore the wilderness and gather lots of different resources and materials. There are a lot of them, and there are even more craftable tools, weapons, objects and decorations. Not only can you use your crafted items for yourself, you can also make a fortune of things, the game's currency. If you decide to sell your crafted items at your local store, you can also decide to sell the resources and materials you gathered, though crafted items will sell for more. But you will most likely not sell all of your items, and instead decide to use them yourself. This brings us to our next section: building and customizing your town. Since at the very beginning of the game you have nothing but a tent, you will start out slow by building the most basic things like a campfire to be able to cook some food, a furnace to smelt ores, or a table saw to cut wood into planks. As you gather more and more resources, level up your licenses and are able to craft more advanced tools and objects, you can expand your town by placing house deeds. Your very first house deed will most likely be John's shop. You will be able to build more house deeds as you progress in the game and bring new people to your island. which you can do by fulfilling tasks for your visitors, which arrive randomly at the designated visitor tent. Once they're convinced that they want to permanently stay on your island, you can start building their home, which in turn gives you more possibilities as they will always offer something unique. For example, Irwin's barn, where you can buy new farm animals and animal food. Or Rain's greenhouse, which offers you various different crops for your farm. After a lot of exploring, gathering and leveling up, you will at one point eventually unlock very advanced tools and vehicles like jet skis, tractors and even helicopters, which are of course very valuable but also take a fair bit of time to unlock. To prepare you for our next topic, enjoy this brief clip of my chicken and wombat farm. In Dinkum, you'll have many possibilities creating, customizing and advancing your farm. There are at the moment 14 different crops available, along with 3 different farm animals: chicken, wombats and plebes. Feed and pet your animals, and they'll provide you with eggs and milk the next day. Water your crops every day, and after a certain amount of days, they'll be ready to harvest and allow you to cook delicious food with them, or sell them all in bulk and make a fortune. Dinkum's world also offers various ways for you to engage in combat, whether that be hunting crocodiles for their teeth and meat, setting up a mine and going to the underground, where many different dangers await, but also arguably the best loot in the game, or even small mini-bosses. Now we've barely scratched the surface here, but as you can tell, Dinkum is packed with features that make it an absolute steal for $15. The game offers a rich, engaging world that will keep you hooked for hours on end. With that said, thanks to James Banton for creating such an amazing game, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing as I'm trying to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of the year. I am currently at 171 subscribers, so every sub definitely matters to me. Thanks, and I'll see you next time with another video.